Do you think that the variety and the individualistic nature of Chicago art has made a special contribution to the notion of pluralism?
Well, in Chicago, I think the fact that artists felt from in the 40s onward, and maybe earlier too, that they had to make it on their own and really weren't going to get a lot of help from any gallery, museum, or critical support system, encouraged them to be very self-reliant and independent, and this may be fed into kind of highly individual stylistic points of view, so that Chicago is a very good example of how this can occur and how interesting it can be. Whether that happens because we're now in a very, people say it's over, but I don't agree. We're still in a very pluralistic period. I don't know, but Chicago is important enough, I think, internationally, that that becomes a significant element in the overall scene. You know, I always think of the present, and have for quite a while, as rather like the 17th century, where, let's say, between Italy and Northern Europe, you know, it's all Baroque art, let's say, or something about it, but what does Vermeer have to do with Guido Reni? You say, who I suppose are roughly contemporaries. And you have to take it all in. That was very pluralistic. That doesn't seem to bother anybody.
Right.
But now, somehow people are uptight about that.
We're too close to it, maybe, at the moment.
Well, it really has happened before, and certainly now I think the general perception is that the 17th century was one of the most remarkable periods in Western art. That it was pluralistic isn't always brought out, but I think that's the kind of unspoken comments that look at all the extraordinary things that went on at roughly the same time. Or one finds things like Rembrandt having patrons in Sicily or Naples. One just doesn't, you know, you always imagine him up there lurking in Holland and somebody else there, but there was really an international art world, rather like the present, I think.